We are looking at 187, and this one is one more of the giving and receiving are the same kinds of things. And I have to say, this is the third time I've tried to do this lesson. Somehow the recording hasn't been quite up to par. Let's see if we can make it work now. So, I bless the world because I bless myself. To accept the possibility that we can bless ourselves, huge. To accept the possibility that when we bless ourselves, or in the process of blessing ourselves, we are actually blessing the whole world, it requires recognizing that the world we're experiencing is a projection of our own mind. And that's a big stretch for a lot of us. We really want that world to be out there. And we're being drawn into that way of thinking constantly. The whole culture, everyone around us is encouraging us to think that way. And we need to remember no. And so this whole lesson is to help us to remember that. Okay, so it talks about giving as proof of having. We can't give anything we don't already have in that first paragraph. And the world does something else, though. In truth, when we give what we already have, we get more. But the world tells us if we give what we have, then we're going to have less. We're going to lose something, right? Second to last sentence. Having had and given, the world asserts that you have lost what you possessed. The truth, capital T, maintains that giving increases, not just will, but increases what you possess. That's true. So the more I am feeling the lack of something, whatever that is, peace, love, finances, whatever that is, the more I need to be giving that, truly, whatever it is, in order to experience more. And the next paragraph explains, it's sure that if you give a finite thing away, your body's eyes will no longer perceive it as yours. Okay? But we understand that the thing is a thought, right? And as you go forward, you do not lack for proof that when you give ideas away, you strengthen them in your own mind. Whatever idea, when we explain it, when we write it, when we draw it, we have reinforced it. And the next sentence is key. The form in which the thought seems to appear, perhaps the form in which the thought seems to appear, is changed in giving. Yet, it must return, the thought, the idea, the essence, must return to those who give. Okay? Nor can the form that returns be less acceptable. It must be more. It can't help but be more. So, if I give a little bit of money, the widow's mite, to use the biblical term, and then I can't help but receive more. Maybe not money, maybe a different form, maybe more resources of some other kind. If I give love in some form over here, I can't help but receive more love in some other form, in the moment and over the lifetime that follows. So, the next paragraph, ideas must first belong to you before you give them. If you are to save the world, therefore, here's an idea, I can save the world. Whoa, can I really? Well, only if the world is a projection of that which I have control over, right? So I first have to, in the rest of that sentence, you first accept salvation for yourself. Salvation, remember, it's not anything we were taught in school. It's fulfillment, satisfaction, and wholeness. That's what the Course talks about when it says salvation. That's what it defines it as. So your satisfaction, your fulfillment, if the world around you is going to have it, you have to have it first. If the world around you is going to be free of anything, you have to be free of it first. That's what this is about. Okay? And then it says, you won't believe that it's done until you see the miracles it brings to everyone you look upon. So you won't know that the world is saved until you see it, right? You won't feel that it's done until you see the miracles happening in the lives around you. And this is where giving is given meaning. It is by your giving that you experience more delight in your own world and ultimately in the world around you. So, it says, I love this line, protect all the things you value by the act of giving them away, and you're sure you will never lose them. You're sure you'll never lose them. When we give something, obviously we're not going to have it broken or damaged in our own care. It is protected. When those of us who are downsizing, we are literally protecting the things we care about by giving them to the places we would like to see them happen in. Okay, so that's the form. But it reminds us in the next paragraph, never forget that you give only to yourself. Okay? Who understands what giving means must laugh at the idea of sacrifice. Oh boy, sacrifice. Where did that come from? Well, we were taught the only way to save the world is to sacrifice ourselves. Oh my goodness. And the Course is here to teach us otherwise. There is no sacrifice. Okay? And he laughs as well at pain, loss, sickness, grief, poverty, starvation, death. He recognized sacrifice remains the one idea that stands behind them. All of those things that are associated with separation, with loss, with fear, all of that have behind them an idea. And that idea is that God, our creator, our source, requires that we sacrifice in order for God, the source, the creator, to be satisfied. Wow. Now there's an idea that has no verification possible and has no reality, no validity. It is untrue. How could that possibly be true, right? So, we must begin to realize in the next paragraph, illusion recognized must disappear. Accept not suffering. Never accept suffering. And in the process, you remove the thought of suffering. So what does that mean? It means that if something is showing up in my world, in my body, in my life, as something that I would not want to have happen, I have an option. I always have an option. We all do. Always have an option. Are we willing to go with it and be in it and experience it as distress? Or are we willing to stand up for truth? All is well. That's the truth. Wherever we are, God is and all is well. It is all good. Only good has power. All of those aspects and ways to phrase the truth. Suffering is an illusion. It's an illusion based on a belief. You'd want to end what appears to be suffering, eliminate the belief. In this case, it's saying eliminate the belief, the underlying thought of sacrifice, that you have to give up something in order to experience more good. No, no. No pain, no gain is a falsehood. Gain is the norm. Becoming is the norm. Expansion is the norm. And effortless, enjoyable, energizing are the ways we know that it is ours, right? So, the next sentence in that paragraph, your blessing lies on everyone who suffers when you choose to see all suffering as what it is, illusion. Illusion. So, right now, a lot of people are coming to me with stories about the people around them who are experiencing suffering. This is the classic phase, second phase in our expressing and releasing process. This is when we express and release and replace for ourselves and the people around us. So what do? Someone tells us a story of distress. We go inside to the truth. And we may be able to do that with them in person, or we hold them in our hearts. Either way, doesn't matter. And we go to the truth. Suffering is not possible. Pain, loss, distress, all of those things cannot be happening. There is no reality or truth in any of those ideas. And we have to express our feelings around all of that. And I know you just had a whole bunch of feelings when I said that. And we must release those feelings and all the people and all the teachers and all the books and all the movies and all the stories and all the proofs we've had in our own lives that tell us that those things are real, because they aren't. They are illusion. And as soon as we recognize that, they must disappear. And as soon as we recognize that we can release these beliefs and these experiences, then we can begin to replace them with truth. And the truth is, it's all good. If this is my home, it is perfection. It is warm. It is dry. It is comfortable. It is easy to live in. It is easy to maintain. If this is a business deal that is mine to follow through, all the pieces are right here. And if I allow myself to go inside and know the truth, I'll see all the ways they're coming together. If this is a project that is mine to take on, it is effortless, enjoyable, energizing, and I'm learning and discovering and expanding through the process. Yes! If this is, anything that is ours must be this joyful, supportive, heavenly qualities. That's what we replace all those stories about suffering with, for ourselves and for the people around us that may be telling us their stories. We're being encouraged to take it the next level on the spiral, right? The next level is the people around us. So we do it again. And we do it until nobody around us is telling their tales of woe. And then someone starts to tell us about someone else's tales of woe. And that's where I am. And guess what I get to do? Lesson 187. I love it. So the expression, the releasing, the replacing is how we let go of these beliefs. The next paragraph, never believe that you can sacrifice. Never believe that you can sacrifice. There is no place of sacrifice in what has any value. If the thought occurs, its very presence proves that error has arisen and correction must be made. We have to do the process. That's the correction. There's a belief that no longer serves me, and it certainly doesn't serve the world I'm in. So if I want to bless the world, I have to let go of that belief. All right. Your blessing, the blessing of moving through the process to know the truth, corrects it. Given first to you, it is now yours to give as well. No form of sacrifice and suffering can long endure before the face of one who has forgiven and blessed himself. And that forgiveness is that state where we know that all that is the love and light. All that is the good. All that is the power. Remember, that's the state of forgiveness. And that's also the state of blessing, the state of grace. All right. In the middle of the next paragraph that starts with the lilies, it says, the great illusion of the fear of God diminishes to nothingness before the purity that you look on here. All right. And then the next paragraph, now we are one in thought, for fear has gone. And here we stand together as one Son of God. When I eliminate the idea that God would ever ask for sacrifice, the fear is gone. And now we are one as the Son of God. With Jesus, with all the avatars. Now, in the next paragraph, we are blessed. And now we bless the world. What we have looked upon in our inner world, we would extend into the world around us. We want to see it everywhere. We would see it everywhere. We will behold it shining with the grace of God in everyone. And so we see all those people who have come to us with their stories, or have come to us with other people's stories. And we feel that release with them. We feel that state of grace with them. And we know this moment and every moment is filled with the grace, the glory, the salvation, the wholeness, completion, the fulfillment of all that is, the blessing. And so it is. Thank you.